guys, I'm Layla. Welcome to Raidlore Stories. Today's lore story is going to be for Archmage Hellmut. So initially he did have a lore story that was introduced when he first was brought into the game as the first Doom Tower Fragment Champ and Doom Tower Normal, I believe, right? So we are going to check out his new lore story. Born into a family of scribes based in the sprawl surrounding Kara Castle, Hellmut had a difficult upbringing. His parents barely earned enough to feed the family. Earnest and dutiful from a young age, Hellmut assisted, working as a scroll carrier. He dreamed of one day finding a way to end their hardships. Growing up, Hellmut too became a scribe, working in the famed bibliothèque spire. It was hired by the then Archmage of Karak, Dalmar Witt, who wished to transcribe the intricacies of many of his greatest spells into parchment. Hellmut was commanded to assist in this, and Witt's sense of the youth had latent magical ability. Witt took Hellmut on as his apprentice, though Hellmut insisted that all his payments be sent to his parents. To Witt's fascination, Hellmut seemed particularly adept at the rare form of the magic related to the passage of time, chronomancy. It was a difficult art to master, but with a great deal of studiousness and care, Hellmut learned how to slow motion, reducing the speed of a falling stone or accelerating the blooming of a flower. He started using these skills to a small degree while helping his family, distorting the flow of time to complete more chores in a given day. Unfortunately for Hellmut, Witt passed away before he could complete his protege's training, but in his will, he raised Hellmut out of his apprenticeship. The newly ordained mage decided that he needed to truly master the lessons he had been taught, knowing that by attaining his full power, he could raise his family out of their destitution. He set out across Teleria, seeking to advance his knowledge and abilities by studying ancient sites and delving into old libraries. Hellmut discovered a star metal mace in an ancient tomb, which he ensorcelled to act as a locus for his chronomancy. He also created a time closet, where he was able to secrete himself away from not only the rest of Teleria, but the mortal plane of existence itself, to study the massive materials he had collected for many decades, while in Teleria, barely a year passed. When Hellmut returned to Karak, he found the first castle arrived under attack by orcs and intervened immediately. The defenders had sallied out or were faring poorly. One man, in the fine armor of a lord, was moments from being hacked to death by an orc chieftain. Hellmut froze the orc in time long enough for the lord's bodyguard to kill her, and within an hour the orcs were driven away. The grateful lord took Hellmut to the king. Before the Night of Night's eyes, Hellmut froze a pair of hawks in mid-flight and then caused the wax from brave candles to run in reverse, rebuilding them even as they burned. Such a demonstration was of interest to the king, but did not seal Hellmut a position. Over the coming months, he demonstrated the full extent of his abilities, translating a number of ancient dwarf runic tablets at Karak archives, reversing the age of the king's most prized racing stallion, and turning the court's council chamber into a time closet, so meetings there could continue for hours while only a few minutes passed beyond its walls. Hellmut's sustained efforts saw the king grant him the title of Archmage. He moved his parents and brothers to the lavish tower that acts as the Archmage home, and ensured they would never have to labor or worry ever again. With his family now secure, he set out to safeguard not only them, but the whole of Karak. After using time's trickery to see so much of the world, he was acutely aware of the fragility of the human kingdom in the face of the brawn of orcs and ogren, the arrogance of the elves, and the malevolence of demon spawn. Okay, so this story actually does differ quite a bit from the original. In the original one, they actually link Ryan the Conjurer, who also happens to be a dark elf epic in this game, right? This one doesn't mention her at all, and it's kind of interesting how they talk about how he grows up as kind of like nothing, but he wants to help his family and does all of this and learns chronomancy and magic, and I kind of like how they kind of interweave that in there. But guys, drop some comments down below what you think for the lore story of Archmage Hellmut, and thanks for watching.